Hi, everybody. Hi, Dylan.
Hey, Lee. What's up, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Here we are in Podcastville.
Yeah. We're back in town.
Hi, everybody. Well, this is going to be a short podcast today. I just didn't want you to think that something was wrong with me and I wasn't on the podcast. We've just been sort of reorganizing our thoughts and just rethinking our podcast.
Yeah.
And just how to approach it to make it better. And so they're going to be short because we're working on stuff behind the scenes.
Yep.
And trying to figure out what this is and what we're doing. When I saw Three Dog Night and I said they were pathetic, I should say something because they were just pathetic to me, but they were really good and their fans liked them. The fans were going crazy for the songs.
Yeah.
They were playing hit after hit after hit.
Okay, yeah.
And the fans were all cheering, and it was at Madison Square Garden, and it was a great show, and I thought it was pathetic. But nonetheless, that's just my twisted point of view. But the actual show was well received by the audience, and it seemed like a very successful show. So I wouldn't want to
talk bad about
mention how pathetic it was without mentioning that I was probably the only one that felt that way.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's good. Good to clear that up.
Yeah, their audience loved it, and that's why they were there.
Cool.
It was a love thing, but it was sad. And the Doobie Brothers played, and I don't know if it was one show, but Stevie Winwood played, the Doobie Brothers. Stevie Winwood was pretty good.
Yeah, they're touring. I remember we looked that up, Winwood and the Doobie Brothers, I believe.
That's a good tour.
Yeah.
I like both those bands.
Yeah.
I really love Stevie Winwood.
Yeah.
I've always been a huge fan of his.
Yeah.
He's a soulful guy. Yeah. So there you are. I thought I should comment on that so people didn't think
Right.
that I was totally negative, even though I thought they were pathetic.
Was it the instruments that you thought sounded the worst, or was it the vocals, or what stood out as something that irked you the wrong way?
I never liked those guys in the old days.
Oh, okay.
And I never liked their hits. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Fuck, what is that about? You know what I mean? All their songs had nothing to do. They were just songs. You know what I mean?
I see.
They didn't speak to my generation or me. They didn't speak to me.
Right.
Their songs didn't mean anything to me, although they were hits.
Yeah, interesting.
And they had a lot of hits.
Right.
Way more than I did. But they didn't mean anything to me. The songs didn't resonate with me in my soul.
Yeah, that's fair to say.
So,
No, that's a good take.
So when I hear those songs today, they still don't resonate with me because they never meant anything to me.
I see. Yeah.
Because I didn't like their songs because they were bullshit.
Yeah.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That sums up their whole scene. That was the kind of shit they were doing,
It's intrinsic metaphors they're interweaving.
But people loved it, and their audience loved it. So I don't want to say that it wasn't a love thing because the audience was loving it.
Right. I guess, is it kind of like Fish, how they have a lot of nonsensical lyrics where you don't really know quite what they're talking about?
Yeah, I don't know much about Fish, actually.
Yeah, I like some Fish songs. Fish is
but
cool.
I couldn't comment on that.
Yeah.
That's what happens. It's never fun to talk about bands, when you don't like them because it just feels wrong, like you shouldn't say
right
if you don't like something. But I really didn't like that band.
Yeah.
I never ever sat around and listened to a Three Dog Night album or a Three Dog Night anything. And that's not their fault, and that's not my fault.
Yeah.
It just didn't resonate with me. And they had big hits all during that era. Hit after hit after hit.
Right, right.
but it didn't resonate with me. And that's how music is, you know.
Sure, yeah, that's absolutely valid.
Man, I've had people come up and spit on me and tell me they hated my voice. So I know how it's like when somebody doesn't like what they hear, they don't like it. And that's how it is. So spit on me. Yeah.
We watched that Palmdale UFO video earlier.
Yeah, fake video, fake,
Pretty
fake,
funny,
fake.
right? It was this strip of lights across that they claimed was in Palmdale.
It looked fake from Jump Street to me. It
Yeah,
looked
yeah.
totally fake. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think one of those telltale signs is if you see them blinking, it looks very earthly, it looks very man-made when they're like blinking multicolored lights, you know, like
If it's in
LEDs or
focus, it's
whatever.
not a UFO.
Right,
UFOs are never in focus, and Bigfoot is never in focus.
That's
If
right.
you see a picture of Bigfoot in focus, it's a fake. If you see a picture of a UFO in focus, it's a fake.
Yeah.
Maybe they're operating in another dimension, and that's why they're never in focus.
Right. Yeah, they're like a little bit blurry because they're sort of gyrating.
Bigfoot, I don't know about
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's a fascinating topic. I think it's so fun to speculate on that. You know.
Because so many people see Bigfoot around the world.
Right.
They call it different names.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. You got different Yetis and
I wonder
whatever.
if it's real. You
Yeah.
think there's a Bigfoot?
It's such a great question. You know, it's really compelling. You could look at it two ways. You know, on one hand, you know, over all these years, you think a hunter would have killed him at some point and had him stuffed or, you know, taxidermied or whatever, but no such thing has been killed or captured yet.
And people kill everything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they see it, they kill it, but not Bigfoot.
Yeah. Maybe the bullets go right through him. Maybe there's been attempts to take him. and
because
they've-
they're operating in
it's a different dimension.
Another dimension.
Right, yeah. That could be it, you know.
Bigfoot is in another dimension,
Right.
and we get to glimpse it.
Yeah, even though he's furry and seems like an earthling creature, maybe there's something more to it where he's like
Furry and wet
Yeah.
and stinky.
he's like blinking in and out of our dimension and something else.
Anything that stinks that bad must be in our dimension.
Yeah.
Because everybody talks about Bigfoot's smell.
Yeah, that's right. It's got a distinct smell apparently.
Wow.
I always thought it was so funny how you got these fat, smelly guys going out in the woods looking for Bigfoot, and they're out there all night, and they themselves end up becoming what they're looking for, you know?
That's a thought.
Hairy, smelly guys out in the woods.
Maybe Bigfoot is all a bunch of lost campers.
Right.
Remember old George? He stayed out there so long he turned into Bigfoot.
Yeah.
That's it. If you go in the woods too much, you might turn into Bigfoot.
Right.
We
right.
never saw him again.
Yeah. I think the Patterson Gimlin footage is still so compelling to this day. I mean, they can't even explain it. Experts look at it and they say they weren't able to make suits that looked that good and detailed in the 60s. You know, so it's really compelling that to this day they're still talking about it, still disputing it. It hasn't been debunked, as far as I know, you know. But pretty freaking rad to consider. You know, on one hand, it seems kind of suspicious, right? Because they were going out there shooting a documentary about Bigfoot, and they just so happened to see him walking by. You know, so that is a little sketchy, but
Especially back then when nobody had cameras.
right, yeah.
Like 1 in a million people had cameras. But
Yeah.
this guy had a camera and he shot Bigfoot. I don't know.
Right. Some guys, they're riding their horses and they see him, and they got to get up and scramble and put like the lens, whatever, the f-stop, and get that set up. Who knows like how long that would actually take with, you know, a camera from that era, right? There's probably some prep you have to do, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they had it ready to go.
Like video cameras didn't come along till like in the 70s. So that had to be film camera, like a Super 8 camera.
Right, yeah.
How many
yeah.
people were out in the woods with Super 8 cameras?
Yeah, exactly. Got to get the film loaded on there. And yeah, it's a little suspicious.
Or 8 millimeter or whatever it was. Oh, sorry to yawn. Wow. Well, we're going to go regroup. We just wanted to tell you that we weren't dying, you know, because I thought, if I don't do a podcast,
Right.
people will think something's wrong with me. But mentally, you'd be correct. But physically, I'm okay. I guess we'll get out of here.
Pretty cool.
I mean, we could talk about bullshit.
I'm excited about our docu-series. We're
Yeah.
gonna work on that a little more.
I
at some
really
point.
want to sell that thing.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That'd be a big achievement.
Okay, everybody. We're going to go because we don't have anything to talk about. We could talk and just ramble on, but we're working on reorganizing the show, the podcast. So, see you all later. Even the kitty didn't come down today. Kitty, you're sleeping.
Yeah.
The kitty's sleeping. Okay. 3, 2, 1. See you soon.
Yep. See you, Lee.
Poof.